Welcome everyone to our very first video. We have Joy and myself, Joe, and this is going to be number 1 in Savvy Sessions. So today we wanted to talk about the benefits of hiring a virtual assistant, right?
Yep, that's the one. So firstly, one of the key benefits is that you save on all the employee related costs. So if you think having an employee, whether it's full-time or part-time, you do have the obligatory PAYE, you have leave to cover, so sick leave, annual leave, bereavement leave, all sorts of maternity leave.
Yeah.
Then of course you've got things like the equipment, so the space in the office, the laptop, the chair, the table,
Keyboard, mouse pad, ergonomic things, and all sorts of
even the kitchen. The kitchen supplies,
milk, coffee, tea, Milo.
Yeah. So by outsourcing and having a virtual assistant, you don't have that. You literally just have an invoice, a monthly invoice,
our hourly rate.
Invoice.
And that's it. That's where the cost stops.
Yeah.
So with an employee, you think, but I can hire someone for a cheaper hourly rate than a virtual assistant. But actually, when you look at the cost of an employee, it doesn't just stop at their hourly rate. There's a whole bunch of costs on top of that, so you've got to take that into account.
Yeah. And then access?
Yeah, so by hiring a virtual assistant at Strictly Savvy, you get full-time access to your virtual assistant. However, you're only paying for the actual time that they spend. So it feels like you have a full-time person, but you're only actually paying for, say, 10 hours a month, 25, 45, however many hours suits what you need. But it feels like you have that full-time person without paying for a full-time salary.
Yeah. And then it's not only one person, so you actually have access to an entire team, so bookkeepers, graphic designers, photographers, as well as the executive assistants. So again, you don't just hire one person, so you'll be given a dedicated VA who suits your needs and your requirements, but you can also tap into an entire team, so you get the skills of multiple
people, yeah. Which means, like, if you hire a part-time person or a full-time person as an employee, you're very limited to just the skills that they possess.
Yes.
Whereas having a virtual assistant with our team, that means that you're getting access to an entire team. But you still only have one point of contact, so you don't need to remember what you go to each person for. It's just one point of contact, and they project manage your tasks.
Yeah. And one of the good examples we've got is we've got a couple of business coaches that we do work for. Now, they used to have a full-time employee paying about 45.
Let's say 45 K per annum.
Yep. So now with us, they spend around 30. They get the same output, if not more actually, because they now have access to our graphic designer, our photographer. So they're getting everything done and more for actually a lesser cost. They don't have to worry about space in the office or what's happening with the laptop and things like that. So,
just on crude numbers, they're saving $15,000 per year. Plus, they also save on all of the extra costs that they had for their employee.
Yeah.
Plus, they were paying external consultants for the photography, like you said. So a huge savings for them, and getting a better service.
Yeah. So the numbers work anyway, definitely. So if you're ever thinking, that does cost more, by an hourly rate, those other factors, when you put them into play, it actually works out a lot more economical. And having a team to access means you don't have a bill over there, like multiple bills for outsourcing different places.
All in one place.
Yeah. What about tools and apps and everything like that?
One of the things that we love at Strictly Savvy is automation and using tools and streamlining things and utilising all of this technology that we have available. So we introduce you to tools that do streamline or automate tasks. So the last thing we want to do is actually be doing tasks that could be automated, that's just a waste of money. So we implement that automation for you, look for opportunities of where we can streamline so that your business is actually running really, really smoothly, streamlined, and as efficient as possible.
Yeah, and while we do it, we document what we're doing. So quite often with employees, they have a job description, they start to do tasks, and they do all sorts of things. With us, we document everything we do, and it's all online.
Employees should document it, but they never do.
Yeah.
They never find the time. Yeah.
Yeah, so we do document it, and part of that is because we have a backup virtual assistant. So if your VA is away, then the backup steps in. So everything needs to be well documented so people know how you do things, what your processes are, and that also leads us to be able to identify gaps and where we can say, hey, look, we've used this system we know other businesses using these systems, why don't you give it a go? So it means we're able to be more proactive and suggest ways to help improve your business as opposed to just being reactive. Yeah. So.
Also, one of the benefits is that you don't have to worry about leave cover. So when you hire a virtual assistant at Strictly Savvy, we cover and make sure that there's backup and people looking after you if there is any need for leave. So our team members obviously still go on leave, but we cover that so they don't need to think about it. Well, so you don't need to think about that.
Yeah. And one of the other things is that we answer phone calls, so no missed phone calls. So particularly important if you are a tradie type, because quite often, in our experience, are the number one type that actually misses calls because you're often on the tools or in the ceiling, like you're doing things, so the phone can be the thing that you will often miss. So with us, we answer all calls between 9 and 5, Monday to Friday, and if your VA is out, they're on lunch or they're in a meeting, then there's always someone else, the backup VA, to answer those calls. So no missed calls, no missed opportunities.
And some of our clients love that on their mobile phone they can actually, instead of going to voicemail, it actually diverts to us. So they still get the opportunity to answer their phone, but if they can't, then it comes to us. So the caller will always get someone to talk to. Another way that we can make our clients' businesses amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
So thank you very much for watching. This is session number 1, and look out for session number 2 coming out soon.
See you soon.